I would love to be skating every day through the entire year, but for me it's just not possible. If I'm going to skate with any real intensity, I need high times in the season and I need times where I'm laying off a bit. I contend that any city skater who's skating with any real intensity needs to train like a professional athlete, and that means having an off season where you attend to all your anatomical imbalances, you address injuries, and you strengthen yourself for the next season. So in my personal inline skating timeline, it's starting with the recovery phase. In the recovery phase, I prioritize resistance training. I'm also rehabbing muscles that might have been weakened, like I mentioned earlier, equalizing, and I'm trying to gain weight. I always lose weight when I inline skate a lot, so by this point in the season, I'm in need of a few pounds. So that's why I'm in the gym 7 times a week in this phase, because there's always something to work on, even if it's small. If it's stretching, rolling it out, massage really doesn't count, but I do go to massage during this phase too. But there's so much to work on from the neck down to the toes that I can fill 7 days in the gym really easily without overtraining. The next phase is cross training, and in the cross training phase, I'm bringing skating in a little bit more, but it's not so much of an organized effort. It's a bit of like a flow skate. I'm doing the city skates, but I'm still prioritizing my gym work. In this period of the year, I'm trying to gain weight still. All my lifts are moving up, and by the end of this phase, the power I have has to take me through the rest of the year. Cross training phase, it has 5 times in the gym, but it might be more sometimes. So the next phase is what I'm waiting for all year. It's open season, and in open season early, I will prioritize new business, so I'll try to learn some new skills. I'll refine old skills, and I'll also be on the street probably half the time. All the venues I like to practice in are open, so I'm there a lot doing organized practice and of course filming tutorials for you guys. And in open season, I'm going to the gym 4 to 5 times per week. Not because I don't want to go more, but if I skated and I had a good session, I won't go to the gym on the same day. So I automatically lose a day in the gym, unless I'm having a really light skate. And sometimes I can actually do a skate in the morning and then go out for a workout in the afternoon. I'm perfectly fine. So now we've got peak season, and peak season is when I have a lot of expectations. I'm out on the streets and everything I've practiced or learned has to be applied to a naturally occurring situation. I just ratchet everything up in this season. I increase my intensity, I increase my duration, I increase my expectations, and I start to increase my efforts with injury management. Yeah, start setting it around the end of this peak season. During peak season, 4 times in the gym would probably be accurate. And we're on to the final phase of the year, and in this phase I start to lame out from skating a little bit and I'm back in the gym, pretty hardcore. At the beginning of this season, I'm doing all the necessary rehabilitation techniques, rolling it out, stretching, getting massage. This is also when I start to try to gain weight, but I'm not too bullish on this until the 2nd month of this phase. This phase is so important to me because by the end of a skating season, sometimes I could lose up to like 20 pounds. It happened during the Red July in New York here. I went from like 165 to 143, and that was not good. So this is my timeline. Yours is definitely going to be different depending on your priorities. Maybe you're not doing as much gym work. Perhaps you're doing more movement work. But for me, this is what has been working for I think the last 6 or 7 years, not overtraining like I used to and not carrying injuries into the peak season. So yes, this chart, you can find it with all the information underneath on the phases on my Patreon site. Patreon has been a great place for me to post training tools for aspiring city skaters. So if you want to check out the Patreon, support the channel, the link is below the video.